The Michigan Shore Railroad is a Class 3 railroad in West Michigan that provides crucial connections to CSX transportation and other Class 1 carriers. In today's video, we chased the Michigan Shore turn job from Grand Haven and back, along with shooting several other trains around the greater Holland area. Sit back and enjoy this video brought to you by AFLK Productions. We start off our chase inside of Grand Haven at Robbins Road. Farther south, we catch back up to the train at Hayes Street. We pace the train as it approaches Lincoln Street. At this time, the first glares of sun hit Mid-Michigan Railroad Unit number 2019 on this bitter February morning. The 2019 was built for Penn Central in June of 1970 and has served different Genesse and Wyoming properties before being assigned to the Michigan Shore. Oddly, the 2019 in its 54 years of life at the making of this video has not been rebuilt from a standard GP38. Next, we pace the train again as it approaches Rich Street. Michigan Shore is the Genesse and Wyoming company now, but before was part of Rail America and prior CSX. In the past years, traffic volume has dropped lower and lower, with Webb Chemical and Muskegon Heights becoming the main customer. We catch back up to the slow-moving train one more time just south of Agnew before the train has to stop and wait for permission on the CSX-owned rails. At Berry Street, we find CSX Holland Local Y121 slowing to work in industry. We catch back up to 121 as it pulls onto the industry lead of an elevator. CSX 6508 is an EMD GP40 that was part of the large CSX-3 rebuilding program in recent years. CSX has kept ownership of the Fremont subdivision up to the switch at the consumer's West Isle of Coal plant to keep the lucrative coal business to themselves. This often causes Michigan Shore to have to stop and wait for 121 on their southbound trip, as their schedules often overlap each other. We took some time as 121 held up Michigan Shore to check out the massive facilities at the consumer West Isle Power Plant. In 2025, the last burner will be shut down at this facility and stop a 45-year tradition of CSX coal trains powering Michigan. Here we check out Consumer Energy's brightly painted slug set shuffling coal cars around their facility. We set up at the north end of the Holland Y, where we peek into the Waverly Yard and see CSX train M326 fly through the yard. Soon after, 121 is seen returning off of the Fremont subdivision. Once clear, we jump back north, where we find Michigan Shore now flying south on CSX-owned rails. Back at Berry Street, the tracks align with an elevator, giving an interesting photo opportunity. At Lakewood Boulevard in Holland, the tracks take a hard east turn and head to the Waverly Yard. At the east end of the yard, we find CSX L301 slowing to work Waverly with a pair of SD40-2s. With 301 out of the way, our Michigan Shore train shoves back into the Waverly Yard and begins to do its yard work. Meanwhile, we jump over to the dock track where we find 121 returning from working pad nose. Once clear, we headed down the branch to Padnos, where we were lucky enough to find a GE tonner pulling a cut of cars across Pine Avenue. Now back at the Waverly Yard, we find Michigan Shore finishing up their work and shoving their train to the south end of the yard. Now with a light from CSX Dispatch in Jacksonville, Michigan Shore turns west on the Holland Y as they begin their trip back to Muskegon. We catch back up with the train at Greenlee Street, just north of town. As the train nears the switch at West Olive, it takes an S-curve as it parallels West Olive Road. Now back on home rails, the chase slows down dramatically and allows for more shots. We shoot the train as it comes through a crossing just north of West Olive. Now nearing Grand Haven, we shoot the train as it comes past the Pure Marquette mile marker at Lincoln Street. Our last shot of the day would be at the former Grand Trunk Western Swing Bridge just north of Grand Haven. This bridge, along with a short distance of track, was shared between the Pure Marquette and the GTW to make it so a second bridge over the Grand River didn't have to be constructed. Now, 120 years later, the trunk has been ripped up, leaving the branch for the former CSX branch. Thank you for watching this video on the AFLK Productions YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please take a minute to leave a like and consider subscribing for more quality railroad productions like this one. As always, I'm Logan, and I'll see you trackside.